OMG BBG! Welcome back to another BBG Talks episode.
Welcome. So this video is going to be kind of exciting. Well, it's going to be a discussion because now that we know a lot more about this new Beyblade generation, Brendan and I were saying like, how did we get into Beyblade? And, like we've actually lasted like all the generations throughout times, and it got us thinking like, dang, we appreciate Beyblade so much. And so we're going to talk about how we got into Beyblade, and we're also curious to know how you guys got into Beyblade, because everybody's Beyblade journey is so different. So I thought it'd be interesting to get to know how everybody got into Beyblade. Was it from like plastic generation, metal fight?
No one's left from that gen.
The middle of plastic gen maybe, or the end of it, maybe the end of Burst, maybe you just got into Beyblade, or like the middle of Burst or something like that. It's been a while, and Burst lasted like the longest time ever. Yep. And that's when YouTube was really prevalent. Everybody was really into it.
Majority of the growth of our channel was during the Burst season. Yeah, so like that obviously has a very big impact on like who we are and stuff like that, what we like and everything now. But yeah, Beyblade has come such a long way, that's for sure.
Yeah, so if you guys don't remember, we got into Beyblade YouTube back in the day in like the Metal Fight era when, I think it was like season 1. It was like we were collecting like Hasbro goods, right?
Yeah,
like
season
Lightning
1,
Drago and those guys.
Season 1 in Japan already finished, and Metal Masters, or the second season basically, was already starting. But then obviously Hasbro being a year behind, we were still on Metal Fusion stuff.
So that's actually when we got back into Beyblade, because previously when we were kids, we were enjoying Plastic Gen.
Yep.
Right? Well, us like poor kids who couldn't afford anything had to
each
play with our
so
fakes,
precious,
Like
legit, each Beyblade felt so precious back then. Like,
true.
which you should basically obviously appreciate every single Bey that you get, but it just feels a little bit different now when you're a Beytuber and you're buying new products like every week.
Yeah.
Right? But back then though, like you get one Beyblade like a year or something like that.
When you saved up for that one, right? You see it in the store, you've seen it like 5,000 times, then you're finally able to like check out and pay for it.
Yeah.
You open the box, like that feeling, it's unreal.
So basically, to sum up that, like our first experience with Beyblade was when we were kids, when the first gen came out.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like we played with Beyblades from the very beginning, and then obviously we weren't as like hardcore as we are now. But
well, I guess you were the one that kind of like restarted that trend. It's like, yo, remember these? We actually saw it in the stores, and that's like when we're like, holy crap, this is freaking Beyblade.
Yeah. What's funny is that we were kind of like trendsetters in our school. Like we were in high school.
Yeah.
And then once we started buying Metal Fight Beyblades again, like all of our friends around us started buying Beyblades again too.
So true.
Right?
Yeah.
For a little bit there. Like everybody was into it.
Yeah.
And then obviously they didn't go as hard as we did.
Yeah.
But it was funny to actually think back and see how like all of our other teenage friends started hopping on it as soon as we started buying other Beyblades too.
Yeah, it's crazy because that was actually nostalgic back in the day when we bought Metal Fight.
Yeah.
Everybody was a nostalgic over Plastic Gen.
Yeah.
And that's why like they got into it. And
exactly.
It was funny. Like we had like Bey battles in the basement for the longest time, like every week.
I remember walking into like Toys R Us almost like every single week just to see like, oh, what new Metal Fight Beys are on the shelves and stuff like that. I still remember getting Storm Pegasus, and then we didn't even have like a Metal Fight Stadium yet, and I was just launching it on the floor at my house.
I was launching it on the like what, mooncake tin? like a tin.
I remember trying to like mess around in the living room, and like I would launch the Metal Fight Bey like in a big arc and try to get the Beyblade to like spin in a huge circle in a big arc and get it to like come back to me.
That was easy though, because you actually had like a rubber tip.
Yeah, I had, exactly. And
like it was, you were doing like Storm Pegasus.
Yeah,
right?
the Storm Pegasus was like, flat and stuff like that. But like, that was hilarious because
funny.
We were like in high school and we were like so bored messing around. I just remember that particular moment. So jokes.
Here we are now, 10 years later.
Yeah.
More than 10 years later.
And then we started doing videos every week. And then obviously those videos were like super short, super trash back then.
Yeah.
Like I think back to like, oh, like we made a lot of videos back then. It's like we didn't make as many as we thought because we only filmed like once a week.
We didn't have like we didn't put much effort into it.
Yeah. And the videos were legit like 2 minutes long.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
Not even 2 minutes sometimes. Like some of them were like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, that's the video for the week.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Sometimes we whip out the iPhone like 3G back then and we're like, yo, let's film this, and then we talk about something random for a minute and a half.
Yeah. No, that was super nostalgic thinking back, but yeah, it's been 7 years. It's hard to like last the whole Burst saga. Like, I don't know about you guys, but did you guys at a certain point, stopped Beyblading for a while and then got back into it, right? It's like you started in like maybe Evolutions and then you stopped in GT and you got back into it in Sparking, things like that.
I feel like the Burst saga lasted so long that you could have definitely done that.
Right.
Like you definitely could have like jumped in at a certain point, left, and came back, and we were still going strong.
It's true. It's true.
So that's kind of the good thing about Burst being so long. But at the same time, some people are like, "Yo, it's still on Burst. Like, where's the new stuff?"
Right. But that's the thing with Beyblade too. Is like even after you like fall out of it for a while, you always find your way back. You know, just like us. We like got back into it in high school and then started our channel. Just the like culture of Beyblade is so, attractive. We're like so drawn into it,
Plus, I think nowadays, like now we're starting to get like too deep maybe, but I feel like as society though, like people our age, like millennials, Gen Z and stuff like that, like we're allowing ourselves to enjoy these type of things more than like the boomers. Like they'll be like, yo, I'm 15 now, I can't play with toys anymore.
Right.
Versus now I'm a millennial, I'm like, yo, I don't give a F whether or not like you don't like what I do. Right? Like I don't care if you don't like my Beyblade, like I like my Beyblade.
That's true.
I feel like us as people growing up now, like we're cooler,
Like society has matured.
And like
in a way.
we don't give like a crap about whether or not you like our stuff. Like, yo, we have like such an amazing Beyblade community. We like what we like.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like it,
go watch something else.
Go pound sand, bro. Like, we're going to go do us, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's why the Beyblade community is so sick.
Yeah, maybe nowadays, like, people just are more open to things. So, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, don't feel ashamed if you're a little bit older, getting back into Beyblade. Don't be ashamed of it, man.
Gen X is just around the corner.
Legit. And get back into it.
Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for our discussion on how we got into Beyblade. We want to hear how you guys got into Beyblade or what other things you guys are thinking about. We're going to check your comments and feature them in the next BBG Talks. But that's about it for this video. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, stay tuned to all of our other unboxings and future Gen X, Beyblade content. That's it. As always,
see you in the next one. Peace out.